At the beginning, saving money feels like survival. You check your bank account before buying lunch, count the remaining days until payday, and quietly calculate whether your rent will clear before anything else goes wrong. Your apartment is small, your car is old, and almost every purchase has a consequence you can immediately understand. You earn $2,400 a month after taxes, and by the final week, there is barely anything left. So you learn to wait. You wait before replacing your phone. You wait before ordering food. You wait before taking a weekend trip. And when you finally manage to move $100 into a savings account, it feels strangely significant. The number is small, but the sacrifice behind it is enormous. You look at the balance and see something more than money. You see proof that you resisted. Then, slowly, your life changes. You get a better job. Your salary rises from $2,400 to $3,500 a month. For the first time, payday does not immediately feel like rescue. You have room. You can breathe. And that is where the problem begins. Because saving money often feels easiest when you have very little money to save. When your income is low, every dollar has a visible purpose. Your rent needs $900. Your groceries need $350. Your transportation costs $200. Your utilities consume another $250. The remaining money is not abstract. It represents food, emergencies, transportation, or the ability to survive until the next paycheck. But when your income rises, something psychologically important happens. Money stops feeling scarce. And when money stops feeling scarce, spending becomes harder to notice. You move into a nicer apartment for $1,300 because the old place no longer feels appropriate for your new salary. Your old $200 transportation budget becomes $450. Your grocery bill quietly rises from $350 to $550. The occasional $8 coffee becomes a routine. The $15 lunch becomes normal. The $40 subscription you once considered unnecessary becomes invisible. Nothing feels reckless. That is precisely why it works. Your lifestyle does not usually explode overnight. It expands around you slowly, like water filling a room. You earn $3,500, then $4,000, then perhaps $5,000. And each increase creates another opportunity to redefine what feels normal. This is lifestyle inflation. But underneath the financial behavior is something deeper. You are experiencing hedonic adaptation. Your brain adjusts to improvements faster than you expect. The apartment that once felt luxurious becomes ordinary. The restaurant that once felt expensive becomes convenient. The car that once represented success eventually becomes transportation. And because yesterday's luxury becomes today's baseline, your higher income does not necessarily create a stronger feeling of wealth. It creates a more expensive definition of normal. Imagine your income eventually reaches $6,000 a month after taxes. On paper, your financial life looks dramatically different from the person earning $2,400. But suppose your monthly lifestyle now costs $4,900. Rent is $1,700. Transportation is $600. Food is $750. Utilities and insurance consume $450. Entertainment, subscriptions, shopping, and convenience spending take another $800. Family support and miscellaneous expenses consume $600. You are earning $6,000. But somehow, only $1,100 remains. And psychologically, that $1,100 can feel smaller than the $100 you used to save. That sounds irrational. Mathematically, it is. Emotionally, it makes perfect sense. Because your brain does not experience savings as an income number. It experiences savings as money you are refusing to use. When you were earning $2,400, saving $100 meant accepting a meaningful restriction. But once you earn $6,000, saving $1,100 can feel like denying yourself the lifestyle you now believe you deserve. That is the paradox. You have more money. You have more financial capacity. But saving can feel worse. And there is another psychological trap hiding underneath it. Your reference point has changed. A $500 purchase once looked enormous because your income was $2,400. Now, with $6,000 entering your account, the same $500 purchase feels manageable. You begin thinking in percentages instead of absolute amounts. $500 is only a little over 8% of your monthly income. So you buy it. Then another $300 purchase appears. Then another $200. Individually, none of them seems dangerous. Together, they become $1,000. This is how financial leakage works. Not through one dramatic mistake. Through hundreds of decisions that never feel important enough to deserve attention. And there is a mathematical cost to those decisions. Suppose you earn $6,000 monthly and could invest an additional $500 every month instead of spending it. Assume, purely as an illustration, that the investment earns an average annual return of 8% over 30 years. Your $500 monthly contribution would grow to roughly $745,000. You did not lose $500 when you spent it. You potentially gave up hundreds of thousands of future dollars. That is opportunity cost. And opportunity cost is difficult to feel because it has no sound. There is no notification when the future money disappears. No receipt tells you that the $120 dinner also represented several $100s of future investment value. You simply experience the dinner. You enjoy the apartment. You drive the newer car. You upgrade the phone. The future remains invisible. This is why earning more can create an unusual psychological conflict. You begin comparing your current life with the life you had before the raise. And because your current life is objectively better, spending more feels justified. You tell yourself you worked for it. And you did. But earning more does not automatically mean you should consume more. The crucial question is whether your lifestyle rises slower than your income. Imagine your salary increases from $4,000 to $5,000. If your lifestyle rises from $3,500 to $4,400, your savings increase by only $100. You received a $1,000 raise. But your future received only $100 of it. The remaining $900 became lifestyle. Now imagine something different. Your income rises from $4,000 to $5,000, but your lifestyle increases only from $3,500 to $3,800. Suddenly, $700 of your raise becomes available for saving or investing. Nothing about your life has become miserable. You simply refuse to let every additional dollar become a permanent obligation. That distinction matters because permanent expenses are more dangerous than temporary pleasures. A $100 dinner ends that evening. A $500 monthly car payment can follow you for years. A weekend hotel disappears after checkout. A larger apartment can become a recurring obligation every month. The danger is not spending money. The danger is converting every increase in income into a permanent increase in lifestyle. Because once your expenses become fixed, your freedom becomes dependent on maintaining the income that supports them. And this changes the meaning of saving. Saving is no longer about deprivation. It becomes a way of purchasing future flexibility. That emergency fund sitting quietly in your account can become the ability to leave a terrible job. The investment account can become the ability to work fewer hours later. The money you refuse to spend today can become the reason you are not forced to borrow tomorrow. Suddenly, saving is not money disappearing from your life. It is money being transferred from your present self to your future self. And perhaps that is why saving feels worse after you start earning more. Because the more comfortable your present becomes, the more expensive it feels to sacrifice anything for the future. You are no longer fighting to survive. You are fighting against your own expectations. The difficult part is not earning more. It is deciding what your higher income is. You can let every raise become a bigger apartment, a newer car, more deliveries, more subscriptions, and more expensive weekends. Or you can allow some of that income to remain invisible. You can earn $6,000 and continue living partly like someone earning $5,000. Not because you are pretending to be poor. Because you understand that wealth is the distance between what you earn and what your lifestyle requires. The person with the larger paycheck is not automatically wealthier. The person with the larger gap may be. Eventually, you realize something uncomfortable. The hardest part of becoming financially secure is not learning how to make more money. It is learning how to remain satisfied when you could spend more. Because every raise gives you two choices. You can upgrade your lifestyle. Or you can upgrade your freedom. And the most expensive financial decision may be the one that feels completely harmless today. You look at your bank account, your nicer apartment, your newer car, and your increasingly comfortable life. Everything appears better. But then you notice something. Your income has grown dramatically. Yet your sense of financial freedom has barely moved. That is when you finally understand the quiet truth. You were never only trying to earn more money. You were trying to create a life where money stopped controlling you. And if every increase in income simply creates a more expensive version of the life you already need to maintain, you have not escaped the pressure. You have only upgraded it. Real wealth begins when your income rises faster than your need to spend it. Because eventually, the goal is not to own everything you can afford. It is to reach a point where you no longer need everything you can afford. That is when saving stops feeling like losing money. It starts feeling like keeping your future. If this changed the way you think about saving after earning more, subscribe to Unspoken Finance, like this video, and comment below. Remember, wealth isn't just about numbers. It's about understanding the unspoken side of money.